come over and check out. We're actually going to launch right now. Right now, that's how we go. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the Fix This Build That Sunday Night Live show. I'm Brad.
I'm Susan.
And we forgot to schedule the live. I forgot to schedule, so I'll say that
Yes.
personally. So, yeah, if you guys are on Instagram, come over to YouTube. It's a much better experience over there, although it may be a little slow tonight because we didn't schedule it beforehand. But we're there, so there we are. All right, who we have over on Instagram? We got Todd Johnson. What's up, Todd? We got Harley Builds in the house. Who else do we have? Lots of Ingenumar. I'm going to go with that. Mylan XDC. Evan's Workshop in the house. Shutter Clutter. How's it going? How's it going, guys? Good to see everybody today. And Craig Gallagher. About to start an assembly table. How useful do you find integrated T-Track? I don't have one with integrated T-Track, so I can't really answer that. I've got this bench that's got holes in it, and yeah, that's what we use. So this week, just to recap what's been going on, we have been working on the miter saw stand. Again, if you're on YouTube, you can see that. If you're on Instagram, you can hardly see anything. But the miter saw station is coming together, and I've got the saw actually in place now. And the dust collection I've been routing. I did some 3D printing to do a 3D printed little dust collector connection, and so that was really cool. And we're not going to, obviously it didn't come out today. We're not going to wait till next week as soon as it's done and we get it edited. So I don't know what that's going to look like, but I would expect it to be, midweek-ish, something like that. So that's what we have going on for this week, and I'm excited to get that out there. And I know a lot of people have been asking about it. So.
Yep.
Speaking about a lot of people asking about it, let's go over real quick to our new folks. We want to welcome some new members to the Builders Club this week. We have several new folks here. We had Chad Markely, we had Stephen, Matthew Brettle, AP Woodworks, Herb Keedy, and Luray Nuss. Welcome to everybody who joined on. Thank you guys so much. And if you're not familiar with what the Builders Club is, that's basically the inner circle of the Fix This Build That audience, where they get updates, they get behind the scenes information and footage, and they also get early access to videos, free plans, credits and videos, all that good stuff, and live shout outs.
That's right.
So if you're interested in checking that out, head over to fixthisbuildthat.com/Builders Club. And thank you to all those folks. Yes. All right. We go back, put you back into the comments there. We always just have to make sure that it shows up on the live stream. All right, let's see here. Who else do we have joining in? Well, we're up on YouTube finally here. We got Andrew. What's up? We got Andrew. We got Big Willie, Brian,
Elliot,
Redtail Handcrafted. What's up, Elliot? Yep. Oh, gotcha, Elliot.
Brandon B.
Yeah, is mine a slider?
I think you said about the miter saw.
Oh, it is not.
Maybe.
No, it is not. Dennis Miko, what's up, my man? Heart of a handyman in the house. And Jill, what is up? No, my miter saw is not a slider. It is a standard fixed 12-inch. And so that's what I like to use because of a bunch of different reasons, or at least a few different reasons. I'll just give you the two quick ones.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, baby. Sorry. The first one is space. And so I don't like having to have all that space behind it. And the second would be because of the wobble and the extra play that you get out of a miter saw stand. So, or out of a sliding miter, sorry.
Yep.
So this week we're gonna be putting that out. As soon as that goes out, I'm gonna be, well, actually,
we sort of had to change the plans.
we did
right?
sort of have a change of plans.
Yeah.
So you'll see in the video, I've got a huge thing of wood over here that we need to clear out. I did get some new tools in the shop this week that are in crates. We'll talk more about that later. Yeah. But I need to clear some things out.
The shop is in a bit of, I mean, it's not like...
It's disarray.
That's a good word for it. Because it's not even that it's super messy. Like, it's a little bit messy. But
it's cluttered.
Have tools that need homes.
And we have wood racks that need homes. Well, we need wood racks that the stuff needs to get off of them. So we got a lot of stuff going on that we're like,
It's not pretty right now.
No, it's not pretty. But
that's all right. It'll be beautiful soon.
Yes. But you know what is pretty?
What?
Beer of the week.
Beer of the week.
Beer of the week. We need a little jingle.
We do. We need a little jingle.
If you guys have a beer of the week jingle, by the way, if you're on Instagram, you can't even see this. There's a whole thing going on right now.
It's fancy at the bottom of the screen.
It is. But if you head on over to YouTube, you can check it out. Beer of the week, Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh Hop
Celebrate,
IPA.
celebrate. I just want to, or no.
We gonna celebrate a good time. I don't know. There's all kinds of celebrations.
I mean,
So this is.
it does look very like you should drink this
Celebratory.
at Christmas.
It's kind of cool because it says
Yeah.
these are. It's called Fresh Hop IPA because they're only use the first fresh hops of the growing season to create a complex and robust ale.
It's so complex.
So complex. So we're gonna give it a try.
I'm gonna have a
I've not
Snickers.
even tried it yet.
Look at that, it's bubbling up.
Bubbly. It's because I was like doing it back and forth because I had it laid on its side.
Oops. That'll do it. Is it hoppy?
Ooh, that is hoppy.
Well, it's got hops on the picture.
It's called Fresh
so-
Hop IPA.
Right.
It's gotta be hoppy.
You can even smell it.
Yeah. That is
Woo!
fresh. That is fresh and hoppy.
That bites back. It's good though. It's just, wow, it's
I
still
like
going.
that. I like that. Solid. So this
It's
is
not like a passive, mild-mannered beer.
Fresh hops. If you like hops,
It's in your face beer.
check it out. So
Yeah, it's
again,
good.
from Sierra Nevada, Sierra Nevada
good,
is
though.
our brewery of the month.
That's right.
And a big thanks to Lippman Brothers for supplying the beer for the beer of the week.
When are we going to have not hazy little IPA because that was last
The
week.
wild
That made me
thing?
so happy. Yes, wild
Did you
little
check
IPA.
that out? Did you see
The
that it's
packaging
actually
looks beautiful.
it's actually pink.
What is pink?
The beer is
Oh
pink.
my gosh, I've seen it at the store so
gotta
many
have-
times, and I'm
yeah.
like, I always want to buy it
So
because hazy is
she's
my
giving you
favorite.
she's giving you a sneak peek into what's to come.
But the crate,
Yeah.
it looks.
A pink beer for next week possibly.
It should be a
Or
Valentine's.
maybe we'll
it's like
do
a
the-
Valentine's beer.
Maybe we'll do that for the Christmas one. What? So 2014
I
will
mean,
be on the
it's coming
27th.
up. Are you all ready? Is everyone done with their Christmas shopping?
It'll be the
I
27th.
feel like that's like the trigger thing right now. Is like everyone having this moment of reality when they're
It's-
like, "Oh no,
Evans
Christmas
Workshop.
is right
Thank
around
you,
the
thank
corner."
you. We got the black mini from Australia. The small workbench. C. Pritchett just completed the small workbench. Awesome. Let's see here. I'll find y'all on YouTube. Come on over, Cajun.
Come on over.
And if you guys come over from Instagram,
Yeah.
it's Fix This Build That Live, and let us know you're here from Instagram. We'd love
People, I'm seeing
to welcome you.
WV West Virginia Cajun. Maybe that's what it is. WV
Yeah, that was
Cajun.
him.
Much better than IG.
There it is.
Over on YouTube now.
Firsthand experience.
Yeah. Oh, Jill, you would not like that beer. Jill said, not a big hops fan.
Oh,
like,
no,
this
then
is
you're
a
not gonna
little
like that. You're gonna
intensely
like that.
hoppy, but it's good if you like hops.
Brian,
Somebody
that's a
had
good question. I like
question.
Brian's question up here. He said, any quick Christmas gift build ideas?
Yes.
Done the cutting boards and picture frames for family in the
Yep.
past. So, right now, like we were just saying, we're
Right.
it is the 13th.
It's
We are
getting
12 days
close,
out.
people.
We're within 2 weeks. And if you
If you
have
can
not
lathe,
gotten
you can make like an ornament.
if you've not gotten gifts, then now is the time to be doing it, to be thinking about it.
Brad is here as your public service announcement. If you have not
if you
purchased
have-
gifts, don't
if-
freak out, but start doing it.
If you do have a wood turning lathe, you can bang stuff out so fast. So like,
Yes.
this is a great example. This is a little bottle opener that I made from zebra wood. And this, well,
that is so cool.
that's a bad example because this one, it was giving me fits. But let's just say this was not made of zebra wood and it was made of something easier
Like
to turn.
walnut.
Like walnut or cherry or
Yeah.
something, maple. This would probably take 5 minutes, like literally. Now the sanding and finishing would take a little bit longer, but to shape it, about five minutes. So pins are a great thing
Yeah.
on a lathe. If you don't have a
I was
lathe,
going to say, what if you don't have a lathe?
coasters, right? So
Yeah.
cutting boards. The flip side of that is drink coasters. You can do wall art. That's if you know the person that
Yeah.
if you know what they like. You
They
can do
dig
some
it.
like
What
scrap
about,
wood wall
like,
art type thing.
I don't know, but
Geometric
like
wall
you could
art's
do like
basically
a
what I'm going
cookbook
for.
holder.
Cookbook holder is fantastic.
Kind of nice. Like it's a
Yep.
simple
What do we
small
have?
gift.
The wine holder. So we did
Yeah.
We did a video last year on 6 gifts for Mother's Day.
Yes.
We did a wine holder, jewelry
necklace
rack,
holder. Yep. Jewelry rack. Yeah.
and then what was and then a cutting board, the charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
Charcuterie. Yeah, don't make cutting boards, make charcuterie boards
Yeah.
because they
Super
sound way
fancy.
cooler.
No, yeah. Like I mean, I don't know. I think that also if you had a little bit more time and you were doing something very specialized, like remember the one year that my brother-in-law made she made Natalie that big bookcase, which was like a dollhouse too.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah.
cool,
If you
and
got-
it wasn't really complicated.
If you're building for kids, it's a great ways like little toys that you can build or housing for the kids, like little beds and little houses
Yeah,
for the dolls.
like an
those
American Girl doll bed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Must be good
So hopefully that
things.
gives you guys some good ideas out there of what you can do.
Yep.
Saran Perak City Boy. The channel inspired you a lot, even though you're not a woodworker. Well, thank you, man. I hope you do get
cool.
into it. Let's see. Yeah, and time limit. We're gonna ignore that. So we're probably gonna have a time limit thing come up here on Instagram in a minute, and
Sorry,
I'll just have to
pretend like that didn't happen.
Yeah, but well, that's on yours. Yeah, it says 1 minute left, so it's gonna go. But whatever. Keep your questions coming in. By the way, if it does mess up, come join us on YouTube. Fix This Build That
We
Live.
have a question
Yeah,
in
tell us
here.
what the question is. What do we have over on the?
Adrian wants to know, Brad, did you put shelf pin holes in the station so you could adjust it if you change your miter saw?
Great question, Adrian, because you do want to plan ahead for potentially changing your miter saw in the future. And I didn't do shelf pin holes there because I wanted that to have a solid connection, so it's not just resting on the cleats. It's actually going to be screwed into the cleats. And what I'm using is basically just the measurement. I'm doing a 4-inch, which 4-inch, some of them have gone above that now, but back when I made my original miter saw stand, it was like there were none that I found that were the deck from the where it would rest to the part where you actually rested the wood. None of those were higher than 4 inches. And so I put it, what I do is I set it at 4 inches and then I shim up to there. Let's see here, let's add more time. No limit for today. And so what I have to do is add that in and I'll shim it. And so if I change the saw, then because it might go up, it might go down. My current one is maybe 3.5 inches, I think. And so let's just say I had one that was 3 1/4, then 3 1/4 inches. I would add more shims. If I had one that was taller, I would take away. And so that's how I address it, Adrian, is just with the shims underneath. But yeah, excellent question, because you know, you don't want to build something and then pigeonhole yourself into a certain size and not be able to change it later.
Adjustable is good.
Here. Hammer Hiker from Pennsylvania, what's up? Evan's Workshop, what is the favorite wood, my favorite wood to work with? That would definitely be walnut. We've not had that question in a while.
We haven't. I think, yeah. I just assume
Where's
people
Taylor
know by
been,
now.
by the way?
Taylor?
Taylor.
He was here last week?
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Taylor, were you here last week?
No, because we had the...
He was. He hopped on at the end.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. I
Try
take
to
it
keep
back.
up. I'm just kidding. He wasn't on in
take
the
it back.
beginning. He was on at
Fine.
the end.
Fine.
Just saying.
All
We
right,
can
what do
go
we
to
have?
the,
Do
we
we
can
have
go to the
another-
records.
Yes.
I'm just looking. We were talking about beer here.
Talking about beer here. Somebody, what did somebody buy for
Birdhouses.
$55? The K4 Master System. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
let's see here. I'm trying to think. Tomorrow, it should be tomorrow. Be on the lookout if you're looking for a good deal. I've got a great deal coming up from Craig. So I'm going to be posting about that tomorrow. If you are at all interested in upgrading your pocket hole jigs, be on the lookout for my Instagram account. We're going to have a killer deal in there because there's some cool stuff going on right now. So I will be posting about it tomorrow. Mañana.
We could sing.
We could. I don't think
We
people
could have a
want to
musical,
see that.
a musical night. They would prefer you to sing more than me.
Yeah,
Brad
yeah,
has a good voice. I'm
sometimes.
like, meh.
Adam,
I've got a meh voice.
Adam Nelms, is that a Richardson 112?
Where?
My man.
Oh,
hat.
on your hat.
Adam,
Yes.
I like your question. I like your style.
You know hats, Adam.
I know.
Is it a 112?
It is not a 112.
So close,
It
Adam.
is a
So
115,
close.
which is the
I
low
mean, you
pro,
really were really close.
which is the low. I think it's a 115. Yeah, it's a 115. So it's a low pro 115.
Low pro. You know, Brad did some.
I
the
did all
amount
kinds
of
of
due
research.
diligence.
So it's like the trucker hat, except
not so
just
high.
slightly smaller,
It's a good fit.
shorter.
It's got a good feel to it. I don't know if it's a hat thing. It sounds like
that's a
it
shirt
should.
thing.
I know, but there's going to be hat
feel,
terminology that
the
I
hand,
don't
no,
know
it's
about.
hand.
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 No, yeah, hand.
It's got good hand.
That's shirt. That's just that's clothing in general, right? Yeah.
Hand feel.
I remember when you first started like investigating the whole shirt thing, and you were
gosh, I was-
hysterical because I don't do a lot of sewing anymore, but I have sewn before. Like I've been pretty into it at times. And then here comes Brad all of a sudden, like gonna get those FTB t-shirts back in the day, and you were like, well, it's got good hand. Like you just like started learning all the
you gotta get the
terminology
lingo, man.
that I already
When you
knew.
get
I was like,
into it-
oh.
When you get into it, you get into it.
Oh,
You
well,
know
yeah,
what I mean?
because you don't want to have,
Spidey
subpar
74,
shirts.
thank you so much. The Black Mini, what size is in my workshop? It's 31 by 19.
it is.
And I have
It's a garage shop.
I think I have
but
3
tall.
shop tours in it on the YouTube channel now.
You can see the evolution of
And
the
there'll be another
FTBT
one
shop.
coming, probably in January.
Yep.
Let's see here. Have 5. So no. Wait, what? Yellington Galvez. Starting in this, and I've done 3 projects. I have 5 not so good video on my YouTube channel. I think that's what you're saying. So basically, yeah. How do I get started? What should you do when you're starting out on YouTube? I really do like the idea of when you start a YouTube channel to start with multiple projects, and whether that's posting them all in one day or day after day after day. Because the reason for that is that when you're a brand new channel and somebody watches your first video, then what are they going to do after that? They've got nothing else to do. So I really like the idea of posting them in a short succession, the first 4 or 5, and give people something to look at, because that's going to help them understand who your channel is and if they want to come and join. Now, that's hard to do potentially, especially if you're doing it as a side hustle and it might take you 2 weeks to put projects together, or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever. Then don't worry about that and just post. But if you do have projects already under your belt and you've just not edited or put them out there, I think that's a great way to do it. And then build and try to be consistent. That's the big thing, is just try to be consistent. Don't do what I do.
Don't do what he does.
But I'm not consistent. But
Yeah.
So you can succeed not being consistent.
You were
also.
more like, I feel like, I was thinking about this.
I've never been consistent.
Yes, you have.
I'm extremely consistent.
We were really good at the beginning, end of
very
November,
consistent at
beginning of
times.
December. No, but like 2018, when I was teaching and you were full-time for the first year, you were busting out projects.
I was.
However, the thing is, we've talked about this last week, there's more,
All
there's
you
just
people-
more everything.
All you people stayed home and now don't do anything.
That's right. But no, like it wasn't even, I don't know that it was that so much. It might be partly that.
Well,
But-
now there's TikTok and, well, I'm trying to think of what we had. We had Instagram, obviously. We're doing more Facebook stuff. We're doing like more projects for people and more like whatever the thing we're doing tomorrow. Like there's just a lot more activity on the channel. And so it's
And Brad does
and
like
we haven't grown the team to
90%
help,
of everything.
We haven't grown the team to help support us yet. But
No, but we're working on it. We're a
We are
work in
working on it.
progress.
Let's see here. Kevin just cracked open a Shiner Cheer. I love it. Drew, what's up, my man? Ox in the shop, in the house. Spidey still has all your fingers, dude. I'm glad you do. Let's see. Adam, absolutely, man, dude. You won't regret getting a Richardson 115. I'll tell you that for sure. Repurposed Life KC, cheers to you as well, my friend. Gopher's Woodshop, yeah, absolutely. Real David Kehoe, how's it going? All right, what else do we have over there? What are the folks? Oh, by the way, just a public service announcement. I am going to try to just dumb down how funny I am today.
You're making me laugh already. I'm doing pretty good though.
Susan threw out her
Jeez.
back yesterday.
Like, really bad.
her back was having back spasms. Was like on the couch all day yesterday, and so we're looking at the thumbnail, like the thumbnail for last week's thing was like me and Susan like I was just like cracking up over
he said something really funny, and I was like, "You cannot do that tonight."
It was the Supremes,
like, I
right?
will be in pain.
The Supremes joke.
Yeah.
And so I told her that I would try to not be so funny. So
Yeah.
we're
No,
gonna,
I'm
we're
doing,
gonna keep it.
but I am doing so much better.
We're gonna keep it
Almost
low key.
like it's been well over 24 hours now, and I've been icing it and all that stuff. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all good.
it was a pain.
Second Tatum, what's
Literally.
up, Evans? Have a good night, my man. Jessica Latt, have you used a spray paint gun to paint furniture? Tried one recently and I couldn't get to a nice finish no matter how much I adjusted, and ended up painting by hand. That, Jessica, spraying paint can be awesome and it can be very frustrating too. So don't feel alone, because that's a very common thing. The biggest thing I would tell you when you're spraying paint is to get a what they call a viscosity cup. And it's a little cup, and I think it's different per sprayer, but I think also if you just had one in general, it would be a good thing. I don't know if I have one right here, but basically what it is, I'm going to try to not pull this thing off. There it is right there. I do have it. Boom. All right, and I'll shut this in case Scott is watching. I know Scott's on tonight.
What?
So what's up? Blake Weber in the house. How's it going, my man?
Yeah.
Viscosity cup. Okay, so this is a viscosity cup, and it measures viscosity. And the way that this works is, I don't
you sound
even
like a science teacher.
know.
Viscosity cup.
I don't know how this, what the actual measurement in here is, how many ounces. It looks maybe to be 2 to 3 ounces potentially. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you dip this down into whatever you're spraying, if it's the paint, and then as you dip it down in there, you pull it up and you start like I'm old school. You start a stopwatch. You hit the button on your cell phone.
Like the old school coach.
You hit the button on your cell phone.
Yep.
And I forget what the actual time is, but you want it to empty within a certain amount of time. I can't remember if it's like 45 to 60 seconds or if it was 60 to 90, somewhere in there. But you don't want it to go too fast, which would mean you're too thin, and you don't want it to go too slow, which would mean you're too thick. So this is my number one tip on spraying paint, is to do that. Also filter your paint. So those would be the two. Make sure that you filter it through a mesh. Yeah, they make little.
I thought that was like a.
It's like a little mesh.
I thought it looked like a coffee filter.
It does, yeah. Right here. So
that is mesh in the middle there.
Use one of these little mesh paint filters. So if you have anything in there, especially if this is the second or third time you're using the paint. So between these two guys, you'll get really close.
Junk in there.
Get the junk out of it, and then get it to the right viscosity. And
I missed the beginning. What is this project?
Just spraying paint in general.
Okay.
And then once you get that, you're going to be a lot better off. Yeah. So I hope
those are pretty simple, easy steps, and not pricey things that you need to get. Right?
No, yeah,
and it's just time and knowing to do it.
This should come. Well, it doesn't come with a lot of them, but again, if you just search. If you search for your model of sprayer, then you'll know.
I thought you 3D printed that. That totally looks like something you could 3D print.
I know. I should have. All right, where are we at here? Mike Cardinal, did I get my new toys? Mike, I did. They're sitting right over there.
They're all boxed up. I thought, wasn't Tyler helping you with one of them, or was that something else? Is it still in the box?
With the base of the drum sander.
He was recruiting our middle child to come out here and help him.
And the oldest.
And the oldest.
Yeah, they both helped.
I'm impressed that they both kept attention that long. Y'all were out here a long time.
It got dicey for a minute, but yeah, it was good. they were fighting over like who got.
Entertained.
Yeah, I know.
What were you doing? You were like tuning up the drum sander.
We were building that base. It was the long base, and we had to disassemble it and make it shorter.
Is that the new base?
That is the new base. So like those parts right there are the old parts that we took off.
Sorry, this is all off screen. This is boring for you guys. I haven't been out here.
Yes.
I've been in the house like just barely walking. So.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So yeah. What was the other question here, Keedy?
Yeah,
question for
Katie,
Susan.
I already replied. She said, but I don't know if everybody else would agree with this. If you had a piece you did not like in your living room, like a piece of furniture, I think in her case it's a shelving set or something, and something you didn't like in your bedroom, then like the bed, what would you, and you had the wood to replace either one of them and build something new. I see you. What would you do first? And I said the living room thing, because we're in our house. You know what I mean? Like we're out in the house.
We live in the living room. I guess that's why they call it the living room, eh?
Right.
Well, it's not not living room though. I mean, it depends. Like, right, the definition of a living room. We're talking about what we call the great
family
room.
Like anything that's in a living space that you're going to be around all the time.
I'm sorry.
I would totally do that first.
I was thinking like dining room or something.
Oh, I don't know. But that is probably to my detriment. Like I will do, whenever I like want to decorate the house, I typically start with like the front porch and work my way in. You know, I do, because I'm like, well, because we use our front.
For the neighbors first.
No. Like we use our front porch because the shop is a garage, so we always come in the front door. And so I want it to be like, as I walk in the house, it looks. I don't want to do like the thing we see a million times a day doesn't look good. So I try to do the living spaces
our front porch. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and
what are you gonna say?
Brag on myself. The front porch looks great.
We have a cat hanging out on it now.
It
looks
not because
even
of the cat,
better.
because of the.
I know it does. What?
Throw me a bone.
Yes, all the things that you've done. Oh, the furniture.
The modern furniture that I built.
It's beautiful. We had like Walmart specials before, and they were okay.
Just and like the aluminum. Yeah.
They serve their purpose. They look
but
good.
Now we have the rich.
But this
cedar,
is like fancy. Yeah. I mean, like it's so nice.
Fancy.
It's fancy. Yeah. And then there's a cat that likes to
curl
up on it. We don't have pets, so this guy comes to visit us. Oh yeah, and it's fun. Like it's great.
We didn't really steal them. We just feed them.
No, we give them treats.
Coil Nath, have I been to Australia?
Oh no. I like how you're. Oh, never mind.
I may have laid over in Australia.
I was like,
I think I did.
This isn't typically something people don't know. No. Did I go to Australia? It's sort of a big yes or no question.
I'm pretty sure I laid over in Sydney. When I say I caught a connection in Sydney.
So not really.
I've been to New Zealand.
He
I have not
stopped
been to
by.
Australia, unfortunately.
Yeah, you did go to New. How old were you when you went to New Zealand?
I would have been 23.
Young pup.
Yeah.
I have not been anywhere near there. Would love
And
to
it
go.
was fantastic. Actually, I would have been, that's actually not true, I would have been 22 because it was,
You sound so young.
it was like January. It was great because in January is summer.
Oh, summer, yeah.
In New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like January of 2000.
Oh my gosh, we're so old.
So y'all can do the math on
That's
that.
all right.
Yeah, how old I am.
Don't do the math. It's okay. You don't have to.
D. Cutlass. What's the best wood to use for making cutting boards? I like to say for cutting boards, you have the holy trinity of cutting boards, which is walnut, maple, and cherry. Those are kind of like, you can't go wrong with walnut, maple, and cherry. If you want to get a little more fancy, you can get into some of the exotics like yellow heart, purple heart, mahogany. There's a lot of different ones you can add in there. I would never use oak or anything that's a softwood like pine or poplar. Oak because the pores are too open and you don't want to like get junk caught in there. So that's my life. Did you guys look into Discord? Jill, I did look into Discord. I guess I was already signed up, but
I think
I spent about 3 minutes looking at it.
3 minutes.
And it was
a busy
like,
week.
It said like create, it was like, oh, create a new one. And I was like, I started to do it. And then I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I wanted to go like watch some videos or like talk to some folks. So we have not launched the Discord, but I did look at it. I did make very small headway into doing it.
Yeah.
And then I realized I must have been in Discord servers under a different email because like under my fix this, build that, I was like only connected to one, and it was like a thing that I don't
know. I didn't know anything.
YouTube
I mean, I
thing.
had heard of Discord before last week, but I really didn't know about it. But like my goal in general is to stay away from more things that are going to
Yes,
suck my time
100%.
away. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not really on Reddit. I would love to be, I think, but it would be definitely to my detriment.
Yeah.
Twitter is enough for me, and I'm barely on there.
I know.
I don't have the app on my phone. I have to go through the browser, which is very helpful. So
It is.
trying
And
to
not
keep
wasting
myself.
time. Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Bird Dog Woodworks says he came across the Made for Profit podcast. Are y'all going to keep doing it? We are. We don't know what it's going to look like. We're going to come back and then like that, that didn't go quite as planned. We will definitely have another, maybe have another episode by the end of the year.
Oh my gosh.
We wanted to do one per month. We did one in October. We missed November. We want to do one in December.
It's so hard because between you and John, you guys both get so busy.
So, right. And so one of the biggest things is John now has like a full team. And so, it's hard for him to break away.
He's got people.
And he has everything at his shop. He can't record at home. We used to record at home. And because he's got people, he had to like bring in his laptop and like everything stays at the shop. So like all of his setup and equipment is there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, there'll be something, and we're talking about potentially, changing the format a bit, and then doing more. But we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely not going to be back to the way it used to be. There's like this gnat just flying around here, and it's really
annoying.
aggravating me.
Okay, so Michael Anthony has a question, which I think is really interesting. If you could, this is for everyone. Please let us know. If you could only use one type of fastener the rest of your life, would it be screws or glue? I know what your answer would be, I think. And I don't actually woodwork,
Yeah,
so I will
screws.
stay out of this. Yeah,
course it'd
because
be
you don't
screws.
glue up all the time. It depends on what it is, right?
Right.
I mean, there are certain
Because
times that you
can-
need glue.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't love it to be screws. I mean, like,
That's a tough one, right?
it's a toss-up. It depends upon...
You can't.
Yeah. In my life right now, it would be screws. If it was like, okay, for the rest of your life ever and you're not making YouTube videos, it'd probably be glue.
Right.
Because, then you basically would just use mortise and tenon joinery, stuff like that, dowels.
Fancy.
And you don't... But even like, so securing tabletops. Like there's not a great way to secure tabletops without using screws. Or, bolts, which I would,
Maybe you could say that bolts
like
are
if
not
you
a
just
screw.
said right, if you just said
Find
glue,
a-
like you'd
find a
have to
loophole.
make up some weird. I mean, you could do like a trapped button type deal thing, but even then, how would you attach it to the top? So yeah, how would you attach it? You'd have to use screws.
Right.
I don't even know
It's
how
an
you
impossible
attach
question, Michael Anthony.
without. Yeah, how would you even do that? I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a great question. How would you attach a tabletop without metallic fasteners? I'm sure there's definitely ways, but I can't think of them that would account for
Yeah.
wood movement.
You'd have to get really creative.
Just
I
glue the
guess.
sucker down.
Yeah.
Be like, this thing ain't
It's
moving.
not going anywhere.
And
Hopefully you
it
never have
doesn't.
to do any kind of
Right.
adjustments.
J Levine Innovations, JLV Innovations. I was like, Adam Levine, what? Welcome. Hope Maroon 5's going well for you. What kind of 3D printer do you have, and would you recommend it to others? JLV, I have an Anycubic. It's like a weird name. Anycubic. It's like an Anycubic i3 Mega S. So there's the Anycubic and the i3 series. There's a bunch in there. It's like the i3 and then the Mega S, the blah blah blah, a bunch of stuff. But it's the Anycubic i3 is basically, and then that there's just like little differences in between, like I don't even know what they are. Like a little bit of the different bed size. I think it was it was under $250, so that was pretty inexpensive from 3D printing standards, and it took very short time to get up and running. I assembled it very quickly in 20-30 minutes, and I was printing right away, and it was great. It's not the best one on the market by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a great beginner one. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, honestly. You can't even see it on Amazon, and that's where I bought it. So you might be able to get it direct from them. But the other ones that are similar to that are I think the brand is called Crealty, and there's like the Ender series, and I'm not great on 3D printing on the hardware side. I just printed.
I feel like the Ender series sounds like it should be in a movie or something.
The Ender, I know, like Endgame.
Yeah.
Let me show you guys if I can get this without.
Oh my
here,
gosh.
here. I'm gonna put this right here.
Okay.
You're not paying attention to me.
No, I'm not.
It's like reading.
I'm just reading comments. Well,
So there's, I just 3D printed something today.
Can they hear you?
I don't know.
I'm holding the mic in
No.
your general
All right,
direction.
sorry. I just 3D printed something today that is a great reason for why I now have a 3D printer and for how you can use it. So this, and the black is just electrical tape. So it's not like I don't have a dual extruder or anything because I printed it and it was a little too small. This is a dust collection fitting. And this thing is awesome because I was because my cabinets are only 20 inches deep. I don't have a lot of room in the back. And so to push that forward and get as much fence room as I can, or as much material support, I had to like put it up against the wall, and then I didn't have a great connection in a great way because my old dust collection came out and it stuck out, like 5 or 6 inches. And so for one thing, I couldn't use that same attachment. So to go from the back of the miter saw to a hose, I designed and printed this. And it is, whatever, it's like an inch, it's like 2 1/4 inches here, and this is just under 1.5 inches. And then it's got this nice little transition here to it. And I did all that in Fusion 360, following a video from my buddy Bob Claggett over at I Like to Make Stuff, and it came out great. Check this thing out. I did have a couple. The hardest part for this one was figuring out how to print it, because when you have something,
It does look good.
3D printing is like weird. If you're not familiar with 3D printing, it's obviously an additive instead of subtractive, like woodworking is, process. And so, but the thing is it's still 2-dimensional, and so you can't, it's hard to do stuff like this where you have overhangs, and so I had to figure out the best way to print it. I tried to print it like this, and what happened was that it just like stuff started falling apart because I didn't have supports. Basically, I ended up printing it like this, and what happens is it starts printing up a support piece. So it actually prints material, and for the sole purpose of supporting this when it prints it. And so like at the end, you just snap it off. And yeah, so there you go. That came off the 3D printer today, and I am actually super stoked about it. That was like a really cool use for 3D printing.
Kevin says, please stop the stream and kill that bug. Where's the
What?
bug?
Oh, I killed it. No, I got him.
Oh, okay.
I did. I got
didn't know if he was
He's
like
right here.
hanging out on the lens or something,
No,
and I just
I got
couldn't
him.
see it. We got him.
Oh,
Kevin.
no, there's
oh
another
no,
one.
there's another
What
one.
is
Oh,
going
that
on?
was the one.
Oh,
Well, like, why do we have these?
I don't know.
Where did they come from?
I don't know. Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe chicken in the fridge.
No, whatever. We don't have to go there. Leave the past in the past.
All right, I am about finished Butcher Block Island Southern Furniture Designs. Oh, with a wiping varnish. Awesome, man. Awesome. Medina Designing from Chile. How's it going? How's it going? How close am I to John Malecki and Mr. Build It?
Too close.
Do you have any fun stories? I got plenty.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
enough
Between
stories
those two.
between those two
Yes.
you guys to fill a book.
They're both really good guys.
Carbs Customs up. What's up, McKenna? How are you doing? We are about to sliding dovetails. Michael Runicles says sliding dovetails. I'm assuming that means attaching the top. I like it. The Hobbyist 1967. Thank you so much. Custom builds and products. What is up? How's it going? The mics aren't doing anything. Yeah, the mics are not connected for Instagram. And speaking of McKenna, Cooper, Maddox, and Beck, all say hi to your wife.
Oh.
All the kids. McKenna, the Carb Custom kids. McKenna, Cooper, Maddox,
Oh.
and Beck. That's fantastic. So
That's
say
so
hello
nice.
to
Hello.
all them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We are actually, we're going to shut off on Instagram. We would love to have you guys come join us. We're on YouTube, and we're going to keep going for another half hour or so. So if you're on Instagram, I'm going to grab you guys. Head on over to YouTube. We are at Fix This Build That Live. That's the second channel. Go ahead and get subscribed, and we're live right now, and we're broadcasting. So come hang out with us, and you'll see how much better it is over there anyway. All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Build something awesome. All right. Now let's have some fun.
Now the gloves come off.
Yes.
We are here talking.
Albuquerque. Merwin Valdez from Albuquerque.
Hey, Merwin.
Awesome. We get the Wood Butcher from Madison, Wisconsin.
Dad It Yourself says, you guys ready to that trip to Seattle and Vancouver, Canada this summer? I think he was the one that was offering to put us up in his guest bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Vancouver sounds beautiful. I would love to go up there.
They do a lot of filming in Vancouver.
Yeah, well, it's gorgeous. And it's really temperate, right? Because it's just north of Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, and that's a whole temperate rainforest area.
Yeah, I like it.
It's the only rainforest in the northern
Not true.
North America? Where else is there a rainforest in North America?
Asheville.
What?
Asheville.
Is a rainforest?
It is.
Never mind. I mean, I didn't know as I was saying it. I was kind of going for it. It was the only one.
It is. Yeah, Asheville is.
Asheville's a rainforest.
Yeah, I do believe. I mean, that's
so
what they always
just
say.
get a ton of rain then?
In the forest.
Only in the forest, though. If you live in a neighborhood, you don't get any.
You're out.
I didn't know it was that rainy.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna say.
Well, that's so funny. But what are we gonna say?
We're gonna say is Asheville.
Oh gosh, she's googling it.
In a rainforest.
Vancouver, Hollywood of the North. Well, Vancouver's super expensive too.
Forest.
I only know that because Love It or List It, I think, or like one of those HGTV
temperate.
shows.
It is the Appalachian temperate rainforest.
Good to know.
There you go.
But there was a HGTV show I used to watch that was in Vancouver, and those places were like, it's even crazier than Nashville. I mean, like a normal house there is like, I don't know, it's like $1 million. That might not be right, but like it was
Canadian.
a lot of money.
That's Canadian.
It's just a lot of money.
That's like $72 American.
I don't
I'm
claim
just
you right
kidding.
now. I do not. Well, and then meanwhile, there was Wood Butcher.
We've got lots of good Canadian
He's getting
friends up
9
there.
inches of snow tomorrow. I said, where are you from? He said, Madison. I'm like,
Madison.
nah.
Yeah.
That's like my whole family is from up that way.
Enjoy that.
Yeah. So cold.
Flyabus in Oregon. What's up, man?
Hey.
That's a far way away from Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a recommendation for
He's
epoxy dye ripcord?
Why the island?
So it depends upon ripcord. Do you want an actual dye or you just want to color the epoxy? Because I've got a lot of options for you if you just want to color it. If you're looking for a liquid dye, those dwindle pretty quickly. But let me know and I will give you an answer. Langley. He's like, I feel like
What
he said he's in Langley. I don't know. He's in Langley.
He's in Langley.
I was thinking
He's
like
like a
Langley.
spy or
I know. Well,
something.
I think he's saying like Langley, Vancouver.
I don't know, but I just
Like
no. He says he's not in
Vancouver's my
Vancouver
home.
is his home, but he's in.
He says I'm in Langley. Like that's probably a
Oh,
suburb
I was
of
confusing
Vancouver.
that.
He's
Right.
not like he doesn't live at the FBI.
I don't know. Maybe he's like
Central
Jason
Intelligence
Bourne or
Agency.
something. Every time I hear Langley, I just think like CIA.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you don't have to tell us you're from CIA.
It's all
Probably
good.
shouldn't do that.
Puerto Rico, Washington State both have rainforest. Puerto
No,
Rico has
and
rainforest. I'll be darned.
That at your really? Huh. Well, I mean that makes sense, right? Like those
Yeah.
really lush tropical islands.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it all back.
Big Willie.
Take it all back.
Do I talk to Spags, Cremona, or Wilkerson often?
Everyone wants to know who you know. Who
They
do you
do.
know, Brad?
Go
down the list. You talk to Spags.
I probably, out of the three of those, I probably talk to Mark the most these days. I used to talk to April a lot more. Haven't a lot recently. We used to travel to a lot of the same shows.
Yeah.
We like there was a time where
Back
like
when people got together.
right. There was a time where I was like I saw her like
Yeah.
5 times in
Well,
like 8 months or something.
There was a time where I felt like you were going to something like every month.
Yeah.
And so it was really fun for you and for everybody else because it was like, they're all friends.
Yeah.
And so they'd like see each
It
other
is
once a
fun.
month,
But actually, I might have to walk that back. I actually might talk to Cremona more because, and just through
Plot
DMs,
twist.
but because he always wears my shirt. He the fixes
Oh.
build that shirt like it's like in his like rotation of laundry, and so every time whenever he's doing stories and I see him, I'm like, hey, nice shirt, and then like
Yeah.
in passing, but
They
yeah,
all seem so nice.
Yeah,
I have
I-
not met any of them, I don't think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to Mark probably the most extensively versus just passing, but
Yeah. Who else do you talk to?
who
Let's drop some names.
I know, I talk to John almost
You
every
and
day.
Lucky talk a lot.
John, probably my two probably closest maker friends would be him and Johnny from Crafted. I
Yeah.
talk to him quite a bit as well. He's one of my good buddies. And then it kind of, like the Modern Maker guys, they're good buddies of mine. We don't talk a ton, but Ben, Mike, and Chris. And then I'm in like some different DM groups and stuff. And so like Mike Clifford and Johnny Lambert from Johnny Builds. And then Salamone, we kind of shoot information back and forth, like, hey, what do you think about this thumbnail? Or like,
Yeah.
what? Typically, that's what it's typically a thumbnail conversation. A lot of times with folks, they're like, hey, what do you think about this?
Which is so nice.
Yeah, Jameson, talk to Jameson Rants
Mm-hmm.
a lot, and then Alex from Mr. Build It.
Mr. Build It.
Yeah, those are probably the folks I talk to the most.
The person you talk to the most is me.
You, yeah,
That is true.
My
You
wife.
can't get away from me. You're stuck.
Is that
yeah.
yeah? I feel like I'm leaving some people out, but
You might be.
I might be.
Put you under pressure and
Under pressure.
oh my gosh, we're gonna sing the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I
questions.
kind of like that. I kind of like the title. That's like $72 Canadian. I think I'm going with that so far.
you're writing it down.
I
We should
have
have
to.
it posted out here every night,
I know.
just for you to write down the title as it occurs.
Yeah.
It's so quiet all of a sudden.
Well, you got to keep it going while I'm
I know,
writing.
I'm reading
You're over there
comments.
reading. I know. You just have to talk while you're writing.
All right, well-
Color the epoxy, ripcord. Okay, got it. All right. Here, let's do a
It
little.
sounded very authoritative.
Oh, yay!
Like
All right,
you were
so
doing
I've got a
something
whole.
exciting.
Yeah, I got a whole.
Are you doing a little mini shop tour?
Well, not a shop tour. Just
doing a
like
cabinet
he's
tour?
asking. Yeah, he's asking how do I color
Yeah.
stuff and things.
It's fancy.
And so we're
When
just
you-
gonna grab
when
a
Brad-
few things here.
When you first got into the epoxy, it was really funny because our niece, who was probably like, I don't know, 10 or 11
Oh,
maybe
boy.
at the time, she was getting into slime.
Slime.
She had a whole slime. She was really, really good at making slime. It was it was amazing. But you guys, it was so cute because they would talk
More
about,
poses for you, Scott.
they would, what are those powders? You would
Oh,
talk
gosh.
about the
Pigments.
the
right here.
pigments, yeah.
So there's a
little
ton
bonding
of
moment.
ways that you can color epoxy.
This is like a mini tutorial.
It is. I'll
Love
give
it.
you 3 of kind of the options I've used. Number 1 would be metallic pigment or just pigment powder. And this is like mica powder is what you might also see that under. So a lot of people sell this. This one is the Eco Epoxy.
You can get that I don't know about that
What do they
brand.
call it?
but-
Black Diamond Pigments.
Yeah.
They've They sent me a bunch of stuff a while back.
And you can get these types of things like at Hobby Lobby.
Yes,
right?
the Pearl-X is Pearl-X is the ones from Hobby Lobby. So you can get them local.
Don't have to,
but and that will give you a look like this. So I've done like little blanks that I have.
This is like a cooking show. Like
it is.
Before you put the meatloaf in the oven and then afterward.
Right. So this, and you can kind of see. I don't know. You know, some of it is a little bit more translucent, and that just depends upon how much you put in it.
And I just find it very.
And I've
it's so smart. But
here's the thing: if you're going to do that, like again, these are little. When I mix something up, I let it sit, or I'll pour it off into another container and let it dry instead of just tossing it out or leaving the stick in there. And then that way, I've got a sample of it.
Which I was going to say, I feel like it's very smart and strategic, which is very Brad.
Write your name on the back.
To write down what. Throw them. You know, if you want to throw them, just throw them. To write down what you use, so that way you have a reference. He's done everything. And you used Dixie cups on those little ones, didn't you? And then you tear off the Dixie cups when they have solidified. No?
No, that was, we'll look at the bottom and you'll see.
Oh. What is that? Is that always the little sample cups?
It's the embossed, it's got the embossed recycling logo on it there.
I cannot hold on to these.
They're these actually. These cups. So these are like little
shot glasses.
Yeah, like plastic shot glasses. So plastic is always good to mix in. I do mix, you know, if you want to be able to, because if you want to be able to pop out the sample later. So you've got that, but then another one which actually works very well is just acrylic paint, like super cheap acrylic paint. So I've used acrylic paint. These are actually what I used for the resin, the ocean resin board, the ocean wave. So it's got all the ocean colors in there. So just mix in some acrylic paint and that'll go. And then as far as an actual pigment, these are actually considered a dye. This one's from Total Boat. Yeah, this one is
fancy.
These are like liquid dyes. And this is from Mixall. And so Total Boat sells this kit. They have that in there, and then it's got this one. So the thing I do like about this, and I've never actually used this to make anything. I've just done like solid colors.
Just hanging on to it in case.
Well, I've just done solid colors. I've not like used the actual. But they have this, like, so it's like if you want these colors.
Oh, that is nice.
Here's what you do. You know, you use.
Oh my gosh.
0.2%. You know how many you do. It's like
cool.
It's like the marker.
Like I just like, even if I never use this, just being able to look at this makes my brain happy. Like, you know, it's like so organized.
It'd be a good like color.
It's just so nice.
White balance test too. So, those are 3 ways you can do it. You can have they call this tinting paste, I guess.
Tinting paste.
But you can also use a liquid dye, and so there's lots of different ways to color it. Is basically the answer, and those are 3 ways. Probably the 3 most common ways would be paint, the mica powder, and then like some kind of liquid pigment dye.
So people said, or Mike said, I feel like I'm about to watch Brad go all Mr. Dress Up. What's Mr. Dress Up? They wanted to know if you know who that is.
I have no idea who Mr. Dress Up is.
We don't know, but evidently you went all Mr. Dress Up. Maybe.
Did I? I have no
idea.
Know.
Did he? We don't know who that is. We don't know.
What did I miss up top? I thought I saw something there.
They're talking
Michael
about
Lusk. What's up,
Canada.
Michael? It is the Nova Voyager drill press. Dude, those things are crazy. It's like a drill press. It's like take over the world. It's like a AI.
One drill press to rule them all.
One drill press to rule them all.
Yes.
Wall.
So question from Big Willie: who is on your bucket list to do a collab with? Do you have a collab bucket list? I mean, aim high.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say.
I'm not gonna be like
my
Cremona.
Wife. No, I'm saying.
Well, I know these guys.
What about Chris Ramsey?
I would say.
There'd be a lot of pressure though.
Yeah, sure. Probably for a collab, Chris Ramsey would be up there. He's a puzzle box guy. I'd love to build a puzzle box.
He's also a magician, so he's got our kids. They've been influenced into like trying to do card tricks now.
Yes, I'm gonna stop doing this because it's probably loud on the thing.
Oh yeah, and they're really bad right now, and it's so funny.
Yeah,
so it's all right. They're really horrible, but they're trying.
I would say definitely some of the like sciencey guys. So like Mark Rober.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I would love to do something with Mark Rober. That would be fantastic. I would say I just kind of drew a blank. I don't know what it would look like, but I think it would be super cool to do something with like Peter McKinnon.
Oh yeah.
Peter McKinnon, he's like the man. He is.
You could have somebody
I
on
love
like a
watching his videos.
one wheel just scooting through our
I know,
shop
yeah,
filming.
like building something for his studio or whatever. That would be awesome. So yeah, that would be the bucket list. Would probably be Peter McKinnon, Mark Rober.
Just all the people we like to watch.
Yeah, Dude Perfect. That'd be awesome.
As long
then
as they don't
smash my chair.
throw our
Did you guys
stuff
see
off.
that?
Oh my god!
Did you guys see the? If you're part of the
if you
the
haven't,
MFP,
you
the
should
Made for
go
Profit
watch.
Facebook group, he posted in there. But and if you don't watch Dude Perfect, you should go check it out. It was their last overtime, so it's overtime, and it was the one they did last Monday. They're going to do another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
But anyway, this guy who's on Instagram, he's in the woodworking community.
He's like
Workshop Hustle.
Yeah, Workshop Hustle. His shop looks cool. Like he's like legit full-time woodworker.
Built, so they had a 2x4 challenge, a 2x4 chair challenge that they competed on the Dude Perfect show, like with the guys. And they built just these horrid chairs, as you can imagine, because none of them
they don't know
are
how to
woodworkers.
do that, yeah.
And one of the ways they tested the chairs was to drop it from the balcony
In the
of
studio.
DPHQ2, which is their little studio, and see which one held up. Well, they got this chair that this dude made, Workshop Hustle, and it was a beautiful chair.
Beautiful.
It was like bent lamination.
I mean, it was gorgeous.
I didn't see like all the details of how he made it, but it was like colored.
He made it with his son.
Had inlay. I mean, his son had like dovetail joinery on the thing.
I think he worked on it for like over a month. Like, I mean, it was like a labor of love.
Yeah, there had to have been, close to 100 hours on there. I would have to imagine.
So pretty.
Something. It was like a really cool looking. It was like an old school folding chair, except. Not
it was like he shot it before he sent it off. He shot it on the basketball court.
Yeah,
I
like
think
a
it's
basketball
just
chair.
like a basketball chair. Yeah.
Exactly. And he
It's
may have
really
made. Did he
nice.
make it out of? I don't know if he did.
I
With
think
the
he
2x4.
used a
Was it
2x4.
2x4? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he like
So
did
anyway,
stuff to it.
Then they go on the show and they get it, and it was like they were doing like a mail time thing. They showed this chair. They're like, yeah, this dude made it for us. So he did the 2x4 challenge, and then they're like, well, then he needs to go through the test. They took it and dropped it from the balcony.
We were like, we're watching with our kids.
And I was like,
and they
no,
took
they're
it
not
to the
gonna do
balcony. We're
that.
like, they're not going to do this. And then they dropped it, and we're all 5 of us are like,
And
like
for a
waiting.
second, we won't
no, it's
spoil it.
horrible.
I mean, that's obvious what happened, but for a moment, I was like, that thing's made out of dovetails. It's gonna hold. Like I was like, this thing will hold. Oh. So you have to go watch.
Yeah.
But anyway, that I would not want them. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd be fine. You smash my stuff. I don't care. And he was really cool about it.
If you put that much time into it.
I mean,
it
I would
did sound
expect
like-
it now.
It did sound like, because then I don't know what his name is, but
And then they called him
Workshop
back.
Hustle. He said that they called him right after the episode.
They Skyped it or they Zoomed him or whatever, and they were like, "Dude, we were so sorry.
Yeah, they
Like,
apologized
we went too far." And
which is really nice that they
yeah,
handled it well.
So,
and
whatever,
were
I-
apologetic.
I'll still collab with them because they're hilarious. Like I would love to. I would love to I would build something and they use it for arrow trick shots or something.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
so
it was
that's
crazy.
my bucket list. Let's see here. I missed one up here that was John Doe.
John Doe.
What would you saw a job site table saw?
It's
is
a
good
job
enough
site, yeah,
to
to
do
do.
fine woodworking like building cabinets. Yeah, absolutely. The only thing with a job site saw is you just have to be careful with how you use it. So a thin kerf blade is almost a must because it just doesn't have as much power. And then working with it slow, you can't just ram stuff through it. And it's if you build it into a table also, the biggest downside of a job site saw is the working capacity of the actual saw. So if you put that into I've seen a lot of people put it into recess it into a large 4x8 area, and then you've got all the infeed and side feed and all that good stuff. The fence might still be an issue, but yeah, you can do good stuff with that.
Sure. I'll disagree.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. What?
Mike wants to know. So when are you going to go throw the miter saw stand off your roof?
I should.
I'm saying never.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, can you imagine getting that onto the roof? AC
nailed it. What's up, Alan? In the house, man. Do you see yourself using the CNC more in larger builds, or just the occasional accent to a project? That's an interesting question. definitely using it more, Alan, in builds because I've been tiptoeing. I mean, you guys have kind of seen me progress through it, but it's mainly has been accents so far. What did I? Oh, I did this here. You guys haven't seen
well, I
this
was gonna
yet.
say, and also for like puzzle boxes and stuff, I could see you using it more for stuff like that too.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily, Alan, I don't necessarily see it being me using it for size as much as for, and this is, so just to be clear here, so this is the Wobie camera jig. I believe this should be in screen now. And this is something new that I'm having in the shop. And this is on a stand. And so this is going to be kind of my new filming rig. And so for something like this, like, I mean, how cool is this? So you put I got a new, I didn't like this one because it didn't have my quick release. Let's go ahead and take that off right now.
Is that what came in the mail?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
And so I'm going to, oh, that just came off, didn't it?
You just say you're taking it off?
Well, this little thing is still in there. Anyway, so this is like where my camera's going to go. So now it allows me to, go up. And so this is from Ben Pake from Wobie Design, another one of my maker friends. And how cool is that? It's just going to be on the end with a ball head, and I'll be able to move the camera around and then have a little monitor here. And then we have still room for a light. And actually, right here, you can't really see it. If you can see the black on the camera, maybe, that is a 3D printed collar that I made to help clamp it onto this because I didn't use the metal pipe that a lot of people use and that he recommends. So what a great example of using CNC in the shop and being able to do cool things like that. I mean, you could make that by hand as well.
Yep.
You could cut it out with a jigsaw, but.
Hey, Katie wants to know if you have ever utilized, or if you've utilized Makerspace.
Oh, I would. Colin Furs, yes. Oh, dude, Scott, Colin Furs, 100%.
It was Katie.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Scott says Colin Furs.
Okay.
He was saying for the collab. Yes, how do we miss Colin Furs?
I saw that, I know. I was like, oh yeah, for sure.
Colin Furs. Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh my gosh, it'd be crazy.
I try not to die. He is so insane.
Seriously. Makerspace. Have you utilized Makerspace?
No, I've not. I've not. But
I've Makerspace.
Like a makerspace, just like a place where you go and like the Fort Houston. You remember that? So Fort Houston. I'm just realizing what all these things do now. Even though I'm probably gonna give this to the boys.
More things for them.
Yes. So like a makerspace is just like a local facility that has a bunch of tools and stuff that people can come in and use.
That's cool.
And you can. So a lot of times they're membership based, so you pay a monthly fee and you have access to all the tools. They might have a CNC or a 3D printer. Those are great places to, like, if you don't want to spend $2,000 on a CNC, but you want to do something occasionally, find a local makerspace that might have one.
Well, Katie says she has an opportunity to get access, and she's contemplating it, but have never experienced the atmosphere or community.
Yeah, it's going to be different, right? I mean, it's going to be different by every single one. And so I'm sure there's some that are amazing, and I'm sure there's some that are not amazing. And the equipment that you can get access to as well. So there'd be probably two main things you can look at. The other one you won't really know until you go there. I'll start with that one. Community, how are people? Are they helpful? Like, are they nice there? Is it cool? That would be community. And you won't be able to, unless you can go on like groups and find that out beforehand. Mm-hmm. More importantly, I would look at the number and types of machines they have. And the membership. So I'd ask them,
maybe like what their COVID rules are. Like, I don't know.
Whatever. Like that. I mean, yes.
I'm saying, like, if they're going to say you can only come in, well, yeah, but who knows how long this will be going on. I would also think about that.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
Brad's like,
COVID,
what's that?
I would look at how many different types of machines they have. And then how many people are there. So you could kind of do some math, because what would be bad is like if you go and then like there's always a wait for whatever you want to use. So I would hope that they would be able to answer that for you as far as like, hey, well, what's the utilization of the CNC? Like, is there a waiting list? Like, how does that work? Do you schedule time for it, or is it first come, first served? Or like, what is that? I would assume you could probably, that's probably what you would want, right? You would want somebody to have a really good answer, to be like, oh yeah, we've got a calendar and you can schedule, you can't use it more than 4 hours and any, blah, 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 like whatever they tell you.
Right.
And be able to know that you can get time on the machines you want to get time on.
So Brian said a lot of makerspaces expect you to bring and leave your own tools. Like what kind of tools
never
do you
heard
have
of
to
that, man.
leave? That would.
That's
I wouldn't want to do that.
That's not how I am familiar with makerspace, because like in the makerspace that I'm familiar with, which are like, the commercial, like you pay a monthly fee, they provide all the tools. As far as the big ones, you might need to bring like your hand tools if you want to build something, but even if you brought yours, you would take them home with you. I've never heard, and obviously they're out there, but I've never heard of that. And I would never want to leave my tools for just random folks to use.
Right.
Because you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know if they're trained on them, and not to mention them disappearing and the whole bit. But unless there was some unless it was a very tight knit. So you might be talking about a co-op, right? That's another thing. Like a co-op, I have seen that where it's like a group of people that all know each other, and there's like.
Well, that would be different. You already have a relationship with them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
But even that would be a little bit tricky.
It could be.
It could be, potentially.
Potentially.
I like this question. Honey, don't scroll. Go back.
I was looking up here for Blake was talking about
You not to.
I know.
Mike says, okay, serious question.
Why are you skipping Adam's question? Andrew's question.
I don't know.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead.
It's about to disappear any second. Andrew, am I thinking of getting the X-Carve Pro?
Isn't that the really big one?
It is. I'm not, because it's way too big.
We don't have space for it.
Easy answer for that one.
We've thought about like mounting it on the wall, didn't you? At one point, think about like having it.
Not that one.
No, that was a different one.
This one here. But
no, we're not.
That
We don't
one-
have enough room for that.
Yeah.
If we had like a huge, humongous shop, I'm sure you would do that.
I would, yes.
But no.
What do you use and recommend for CNC? So on the CNC Bird Dog, on the CNC topic, I have the X-Carve from Inventables, and it's the 1,000 by 1,000 millimeter, which is about a 31 by 31 inch working space, I believe. That's the only one I have experience with. I know a lot of people love the Shape Oko. Those are the two main ones as far as like entry level, decent sized. You have all those, like you have the small ones like the Shark CNC. That's the one that I think of, but they're like a lot smaller. But for like one that you can do a good size amount of stuff on, those are your basic two options, are the Shape Oko and the X-Carve. I have the X-Carve. Inventables is a sponsor of mine, and I've used it now for a year and a half, almost 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I haven't done like anything crazy with it, but everything I've needed to do with it, it's done. It's worked well for me. And the easel software is extremely easy to use, and it's it's very easy to get up and running. Once you figure it out, and like you need to do more functions, like you want to start doing 3D, like topographical carving, stuff like that, you're gonna have to go to a different program like VCarve or Vectric, or I don't know all those, Aspire. I know there's a bunch of different. Some of those are brands, some of those are actual software, but whatever. So X-Carve is great to get up and running. I've not used the Shape Oko stuff. I know Blake Weber has used their stuff a lot, and he's a big Shape Oko proponent. And what? Oh, okay, I see. A serious question from Mike. Am I more of a General Lee driving woodworker or Knight Rider? I'd have to go with Knight Rider, because although I what if we had like the General Lee, except it had kit in it? That'd be sweet.
I think General Lee would get canceled.
Yeah. You can't be driving
canceled.
the Confederate flag on the top. We'd have to paint over that.
We'd have to do a little
But I don't even know what was the General Lee. I don't even know what car it was. Was it a Challenger?
Oh, I don't
possibly.
know.
I do love an old muscle car, but that was the problem with Knight Rider.
Knight Rider kit?
Kit was the computer.
I know.
The problem with Knight Rider is like they picked like the worst car. It was like a Trans Am. It was like one of the worst years of the Trans Am too.
Oh, I didn't see. I never knew that. I just thought it was.
So I would much rather have a like a muscle car from like the 70s than I would from the 80s or 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do a mashup.
That's what I'm saying.
The two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be like Kit Lee.
Kit Lee.
Yeah, the General Rider.
The General Rider. Oh, jeez.
Let's see here. 77 black F100. I love that. I would like to get an older truck at some point. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got. The what? The Onefinity. What's a Onefinity, guys? I don't even know what that is. Alan, is the Onefinity? Is that from the I2 IRC? There's some new company out there. You're talking about the Onefinity. I don't know what that one is. I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh.
But there's a new one. 69 Dodge Charger. Okay, yeah, Charger, not Challenger. There are a couple new CNCs on the market that I've not had experience with, and I'm not seeing a lot of them out there. There's one that's like, again, it's like I2 RC2 or something. I don't know. And the other one is Stepcraft, which I think is German.
Andrew says that his school bought a CNC Shark 2 foot by 4 foot CNC, and the bed has gone completely out of square, and they have spent hundreds of dollars trying to fix it. The CNC Shark warranty is non-existent.
Oops.
That stinks.
Yeah.
That stinks a lot.
No good. Yeah. So.
It's no bueno.
It's no bueno. Yeah. I think both the X-Carve and the Shapeoko are pretty decent options, and I've not heard a lot of issues with either of them, honestly. The biggest issue people have with the X-Carve is how long it takes to assemble. It took me like right at 8 hours. I've heard it taking 15 to 20 hours for some people. But then again, I've heard a high school kid did it in like 2 hours. So
they're smart.
Yeah.
Those high school kids.
What can you do?
I know.
All right. Yeah. I think that's about it. I think we're wrapping up. It's 10:07.
Go ice my back.
She's like,
it's time.
Like, oh, the back, my back.
I know.
My neck and my back.
No.
You're thinking of a different thing.
I know.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We've enjoyed it. And the video will be coming soon for the miter station.
To be continued. Yes.
To be continued. This is like going to be the new normal. Like at the end of every live, I've got all the stuff I've taken out.
Just a ton of stuff on the counter.
I had on display.
That's right.
But yeah, 3D printing, guys. I am super stoked about how this little guy turned out. And if anybody does have a rigid miter saw, I will absolutely, make this available for folks to download if you want to print one of your own. And I'm sure probably nobody does.
This too can be yours.
This too can be yours, yeah. And you could probably get it. There's places you can send and they'll 3D print for you, but I don't.
Oh,
yeah,
so
cool.
smart.
Like so, you don't even need a 3D printer. Sometimes you can get the file if you have the files and can make it. You can send them and have somebody print it for you. So anyway, we will talk to you guys next week. You guys have a safe and enjoyable week out there, and build something awesome this week. And we will see you guys next Sunday. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, all right, you want to tell everybody bye?